friends, I'm Andrea. Welcome to Loewenwood Forest Homeschool. Here I homeschool my 5 kids in Northern Ontario, Canada in the forest. And so today I want to talk to you about keeping 2-year-olds busy, toddlers. How do you keep them busy when you're trying to do table work with your bigger kids? It can be a real trick for sure. And I definitely am blessed with one of those very, very busy 2-year-olds. I want to share with you some of the tricks that we do just to keep her occupied during those times when I really need to do focused learning, especially with the big kids. Particularly when it comes to languages like our French and our English, I really need to be focused with those kids to help them learn. And also when we do our reading, I just really need that focused time. So what do I do with my 2-year-old to keep her occupied? Please leave any comments down below, the things that you use with your toddler or 2-year-old that has worked amazing and occupies them for a few hours. I have tried other different things and they don't always work. Sometimes they only last like 5 minutes, which is terribly disappointing. But I wanted to share this book, which I've had since I had my first child, the Toddler Busy Book, and I'll find a link from Amazon down below. It is by Trish Kuffner. She is also a mom of 5 kids, so she knows what it's like to have lots of kids around and need to just occupy the little person. And so there's big activities, small activities, outdoor activities, activities that you have to pre-plan or sort of prepare ahead of time, and some that you can just quickly grab, like grabbing a pair of socks and turning it into a ball and they can play with that. That's in here. She's got a lot of great ideas. So I highly recommend this book, and again, I'll link that down below. So the number one thing is, of course, this is homemade, is Play-Doh. I make sure that I always have some Play-Doh around, and I'm going to share with you the recipe. I'm going to read it out loud to you as well as show it on the screen, because this Play-Doh recipe is amazing. When I buy Play-Doh from the store, I find it dries out, it crumbles, it makes a huge mess. This Play-Doh is amazing. So this is the Play-Doh recipe. It is the best Play-Doh recipe ever. You can see here 1 cup of flour, half a cup of salt, 2 tablespoons cream of tartar, 1 tablespoon of oil, some food coloring if you'd like, 1 cup of boiling water, and you can also add a liberal amount of glitter just to add a little bit of fun. Unfortunately, you can't substitute any of the ingredients. I've tried many times when I've been low on something. You really have to follow this recipe to get that perfect mix for Play-Doh. You mix the first 4 ingredients, you boil the water, you add food coloring to your water, and then you mix it all together and then add as much glitter as you want, and then you let it cool just a little bit, and then you knead it until it is nice and soft and the perfect consistency. If it's too dry, add a little bit more water. If it's too wet, add a bit more flour, and it is perfect. This Play-Doh is months and months old, and you would never know it. It's still squishy and soft and fantastic. Homemade recipe, takes a few moments to make, and you can choose any color for your kids. This used to be blue and pink, but the kids put it together, now it's purple. And then in this bucket, I also just have all their toys. So it's a quick cleanup. I just throw everything in the bucket. This is just a used ice cream container. So if I can fit it all in, boom, we're done. Cleanup is quick and easy, and I can put it away or pull it out quick and easy as well, which is what we like, right? While the big kids do their math work, we have Carolyn over here playing with some Play-Doh. Another thing that's really easy to get for your little people is books from the dollar store. There is tons of little books, activity books that you can get from the dollar store. This one is for Carolyn, and so it's got a lot of, you know, pre-kindergarten stuff and kindergarten stuff just with letters and things, and she is welcome to scribble in this as much as she would like. So she just copies her older brother and sister if she wants to get out the crayon. Of course, you can use coloring books. I really like that it's a little more interactive, a little more in the style of what she will get once she is in kindergarten. Yeah, and so she can just have fun in here and scribble in here and do whatever she'd like. This is her book for her, so she can be like her older brother and sisters. Next, I have a felt board. This felt board is called Felt Tales, and if I can find it on Amazon, I'll put a link for it down below. But this came with a little story. It came with a Cinderella story. So it came out with these pre-cut and pre-printed little felt guys. But what I also did is I bought some felt sheets from the dollar store. They could also cut out and create their own dresses. So this really creates a busy time for busy fingers, busy hands. My 2-year-old does enjoy using the dresses and dressing up the figures. And yeah, it just makes it fun because you can create things that weren't part of the set and just add to it. Something else that's great to keep 2-year-olds occupied, little hands occupied, is to use magnets. Now this is a set that I got from Mastermind. And again, I'll link it down below if I can find it. This Mastermind Mastermind Toy Store is available in Toronto, but also in Sudbury if you're in Northern Ontario. So it comes with a magnetic board, and you can choose a background if you wish or not. And then it comes with tons of these little magnet things. Oh, this is part of a car, so I need to find some wheels. But it's also got people and tractors. This entertains her for the time that I need so that I can really focus on my older kids. So yeah, lots of fun, and again, easy cleanup because again, it's all contained. It all just goes back into this container, just like that, and puts away easily and quickly. Oh, this is also Melissa and Doug, so you may be able to find it on Amazon as well. And over here in the corner of the couch is a little setup that we have for Carolyn. We are certainly not against having the kids watch TV, especially if it means occupying them for a small moment. So we do have some educational DVDs that I allow Carolyn to choose from. She absolutely loves the alphabet ones. So she can choose a video, and they're usually, 20 minutes, half an hour, depending on the video. So that'll occupy her while I deal with the big kids. And then also we have books that she can choose from. These are our library books, and I even give her the iPad from time to time. Some parents are dead set against their kids watching TV or having screen time. For my 2-year-old, her screen time is when I desperately need her to be occupied so that I can then be with the big kids. And then when the big kids are not doing work, we go outside, whatever, then the 2-year-old doesn't have screen time. It's all balance, right? And honestly, you need to do what works for you, what works for your sanity. It is really impossible to teach a child to read when you're being climbed on by a 2-year-old or a 2-year-old is having a meltdown. You just need something to occupy them. Do in your mommy heart what works best for you, your child, and your family. So that's what I do in our homeschool to occupy our little 2-year-old. When I need a little one-on-one time with the older kids, this is what I do with Carolyn. Well, that's it for today, friends. Thank you so much for joining me in the forest, and I can't wait to read all your comments and hear what you use with your toddler when you're trying to homeschool your older kids. I hope you have a fantastic day, and I'll see you next time. Bye!